Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So since many of you requested to have a look at this Ethereum price action, there you go guys. So now it's your turn to make some noise in the comment section and also destroy that like button. So without wasting any time, let's jump into the content, because if you look at this price action of Ethereum here in a weekly time frame, you can see one very interesting scenario could be unfolding right now. Because before we had this massive movement, the price of Ethereum first consolidated, right, broke out of this resistance line, and when we were able to break out of this resistance line, we had an actual price movement here to the upward direction. And after this massive correction, again you can see where did this pullback ended. This pullback came to retest the previous temporary resistance line, right? We came back here around this 1800 to 2000 price range and found support exactly around that area. We got a pullback, price retested the previous temporary resistance area, and once we were able to break out of this resistance line, we had a really nice run here to the upward direction. And just like here, we also saw this price pullback. And now if you look at this pullback, where did this pullback ended? This pullback ended after reaching the previous temporary resistance line. We retested this area, and now we are also seeing this similar price movement playing out for Ethereum. What does this mean? Even if we are not going to break out of this resistance line around this 4000 to 3900 area, guys, we could still see some sort of a movement at least towards this 4000 area, right, before choosing an actual trend direction. Because if this resistance is going to get broken after breaking this resistance line, we had a really nice movement here to the upside. After breaking this resistance line, we also had another similar massive move. So if we do reach this 4000 price range and flip it into support, I think the price of Ethereum is going to start a new impulsive movement, and that could be very bullish scenario for Ethereum. And now if we look at this in a daily time frame, guys, so in a daily time frame, I have kept it very simple. Those who have been following me, you know, I have said you guys, if the price of Ethereum is going to break out of this rising trend line, right? This rising trend line has been a very important line of support, and it's also showing us a possible trend direction. Once we failed to find support at this rising trend line, we had this bigger pullback, but somehow price jumped above it, flipped this resistance into support, and again, as soon as we were above this rising trend line, this rising trend line acted as a support, failed to find support, had this bigger pullback. And now if we look at this price range, you can see the price of Ethereum is again above this rising trend line. So according to this analysis also, you can see if the price is going to stay above this rising trend line, then there is a very likely scenario the price of Ethereum could be starting this new move, which could look somehow like this here, guys. I am actually expecting some sort of a range bound around this 3500 3600 and a really nice breakout towards this 4000 price range and testing the previous top area. I mean, if you look at this in a weekly, I just showed you, right, this area, the resistance line around this price level of 3900 to 4000, this is going to be very important, because if we do see this breakout towards this 4000, right, and also flipping it into support, then as I've already said, we could be starting a new bullish price movement for Ethereum. And also many are talking about this cup and handle scenario. This actually does looks like a really nice cup and handle formation for Ethereum. So if this is also a cup and handle, then guys, we know what we have to do. We have to break this resistance and flip it into support. So as long as we are not going to do that right now, I am actually expecting for the immediate short term, we could see some more range bound type of scenario playing out for Ethereum. But I strongly believe that we could be testing this 4000 price area very soon, before price chooses an actual trend direction for Ethereum. And now also, if you look at this in a smaller time frame, let me show you this very interesting scenario. So before I show you this in a smaller time frame, guys, first let me also show you this Fibonacci extension price target and also support for this immediate short term. Because if you look at this price action of Ethereum here and use this Fibonacci extension from this swing low till this swing high, if the price of Ethereum is going to see any sort of a movement here to the upside, first here for the immediate short term, we have to overcome this resistance and we have to flip it into support. Because if we look at this previous top area, this is exactly where we are finding resistance. If we do flip this resistance into support, then the next possible target for the immediate short term is lying around 0.5 Fibonacci extension line, 3800, and the most important line of resistance around 4000 area. If we are going to continue this rally, break this resistance and flip it into support, as I've already said to you, the immediate short-term target is 3800, and also flipping this could trigger another movement towards this 0.618 Fibonacci extension line that's lying around 4000 area. So this is what I see using this Fibonacci extension, and also with different scenario here in a bigger time frame and also in a daily time frame, guys. But if we do see any sort of a rejection and pullback, which price target or area should we focus? Let me show you that in a smaller time frame. What I am actually going to do is simply add this resistance, which we are aware of, right? And if you look at this price structure here, you can see we could be forming inverse head and shoulder type of scenario. So this inverse head and shoulder, if this is going to be the right shoulder and we could see some more pullback before an actual movement takes place like this, right? Forming a really nice inverse head and shoulder, which price retracement are we looking at? I am going to add this Fibonacci retracement from this swing low till this swing high, because if this pullback is going to happen, then I personally would be looking around this 0.382 to 0.5 Fibonacci line. So that is between 3200 to 3300 area. Why? Because if you do see this pullback, right, around that price range, you can also see we might be forming this rising wedge. And if this rising wedge scenario, which is considered as a bearish scenario, is going to play out, then we can expect some sort of a price retracement here towards this 3300, 3400, and in worst case scenario 3200. But if we do see a support, then as I've already told you guys, this could be a great area to look for any kind of long. So that is some of the scenarios I wanted to share with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.